Junk. A hinge that I bought at the swap meet, Detroit Homecoming, this summer. I was going to take it up the stairs. I said, nah, I don't have the time to go up the stairs. Then I said, well, I better bring it up the stairs. I was going up the stairs. Let me fill you in at the beginning of this story that I'm telling you. Billy and I went on a road trip. That was 5 years ago road trip. Junk. And we were piling all the little parts we were buying into little bags and throwing them in the Mercedes under the seats and the door pockets and all kinds of little places. So he drove the Mercedes to his house in Maine. There's that big tarp. And we're sorting through all the stuff. He took some of the stuff. I took some stuff home. I brought some stuff to him that I brought by mistake. And he said to me, where's those battery bolts we took off the GM trucks in 29 palms? He said it was 1,000 palms. It was 29 palms. Pick apart, 10 cents a bolt. So I'm going up the stairs with this hinge in my hand. Junk hinge I don't need, but I bought it anyways. And what do I see sticking out of a bag on the stairs? He says, you're taking all the parts in too many bags. I said, what do you want to do? Put them in your pocket? Look what I just found. You watching this video, Billy? There's the battery bolts. I knew I had them somewhere. The ones we got here are always corroded. Every last one of them. Even the cables get corroded. The corrosion runs down the cable into the wire and by capillary action. So there they are. I'll put this, no, I won't put it on back though. There's the battery bolts with double batteries. You've got to have a longer bolt with a lead spacer in between that goes in between the two cables when they sit together. Lead spacer. There they are, Billy. There's your battery bolts. You want them? You can come and get them. Yep, I got all the battery bolts. They're all sitting in a Corvair valve cover. Little clips and wires and little odds and ends and little things. And he was bugging me. What are you taking all that junk for? Well, when you're putting a vehicle together, you gotta have all kinds of little parts. Never know what you might need. A CB radio or a Weber carburetor or a Volvo oil filter or a Sun tachometer transmitter. Just never know. Gotta have everything handy. We stopped at one junkyard in Ontario. I think it was in Ontario. And I got all these step bumper lamps, old school ones. I think they charge $1 each. Genuine old school, made in USA, and I got an electric temperature, water temperature gauge. No cylinder for it. I took a whole bunch of these with the screws and little nuts. Got all the little parts in another bag. So I'm going to call Billy now and say to him, Billy! Did you get another step bumper? See all the little nuts and bolts? I'm always prepared. Too bad I can't find anything because this place is such a junkyard. That's the two-wheel drive blue truck that I scrapped. Lots of extra clutch fans are probably all no good. This one's jammed on. That one goes in the garbage. What am I working on? I just finished changing the alternator belt on the Blazer because the old one was stretched. So I put a new one on and it's stretched to them at the end of my adjustment. I thought I had a couple of spares. I don't know where they are. They're buried in a bag somewhere. I was just putting some transmission oil in. Tranny was low. Had to take off the belt for the plow pump to get to the alternator belt. And I sent Billy a present in the mail. He's got a Buick Regal with a 307 Olds engine and a 86 or 87 Regal. And that runs the alternator off the water pump. The crankshaft drives the water pump and the water pump drives the alternator. It's not a triangular belt, it's just an oval. Anyhow, he says it squeals when it starts up and then the fan roars. He said all the fans roar when they're cold because that's the way these things start. They are normally locked and they unlock when it detects a cool temperature on the bimetallic spring. So the squealing is because the belt's no good. And I looked at the belt and lo and behold, the belt was junk. So watch your mail. There, nice bright red oil. It's because it's fresh. This thing's going to need an injection pump one day. Stalls every so often, runs a little rough, then it clears up, sucking a bit of air into the injection pump. Not an easy thing to change. You got to pull half the front of the motor apart to get to that bolt. Not looking forward to it. I just cleaned up the contacts for my glow plug relay. So let's crank this baby up. What the heck, huh? baby up. I cleaned the contacts so it would engage much more easily. Wouldn't have to fiddle with it. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Set the throttle. 1007, 1000. It's not that cold outside. Crank her up. I'm going to turn the lights on and stress the alternator and see if it squeals. It's been squealing. Remember, my alternator doesn't charge until I give it some throttle. So I'm going to give it a bit of throttle at the cruise control. We'll see if it squeals. Ready? See if it's charging now. Yep. No more squealing. And I had the fan on full and the headlights on to stress the alternator as much as possible. Crank that bit up! Oh, and I also turn this bracket off. I also loosened the fan, the new clutch fan on the water pump, and then I retightened it. It's supposed to sit tight. There's supposed to be a nub on the water pump that goes into a hole on the clutch fan shaft, and it was off center, so I'm making a video. I'm very busy. Alright, we're all done. Crank that bit up! Mrs. CW is a very busy lady. No time for videos.